Hi traders, welcome back to forexprofirm.com. My name's Emily, I'm your host today. Today we have the pleasure of picking another one of our traders' brains about how they became funded. We're going to be asking him all sorts of questions about his journey to getting funded and what it takes to be a consistent trader. So without further ado, Aman, would you like to introduce yourself to our viewers?
Yes, my name is Aman Verma and I am from Delhi, India. And I got to know forexplatform.com, forexplatform.com through Google. And I think it would be a great to scale my capital rather than trade my own capital. Because when I trade my own capital, it would be a risk to blow it up. But if I blow a funded capital, is there is an another chance to get back to it.
Definitely. That's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Once you trade your own capital, if you do run the risk of blowing your account, unfortunately, that is money really gone. Whereas with prop firms, you can always take a new challenge and start again, which is a massive game changer. I mean, Aman, at the moment, what is your strategy? What do you use for your prop firm challenge?
I use a mixture of SMC and ICT.
Nice. Okay. Is
Yeah.
that something you were
Uh,
using on your live account before or something you've introduced
yeah, I
coming?
was trading with my live account, but it was not successful because the capital problem. Because I have not had my enough capital to trade, so I felt that it should be something to trade bigger than this. Then I got to know about forexplatform.com, and after that I traded the challenges.
Definitely. So that was kind of your journey so far. And I think that is a massive thing. And I know personally, I've said it before and I'll say it again, that there is a big difference knowing you having a winning strategy, trading it, and then only getting a couple of pounds, a couple of hundred back from your own live capital. Whereas with a prop firm, you actually sometimes get a lot more and what you feel you deserve for what you've put on for your trades, really, should I say. How did you decide for yourself, Aman, even before you moved on to the prop firm account? How did you find a strategy that worked for you? What steps did you take?
I through my web browser, then I got to know about ICT.
Mm.
There was a post, and then I clicked it on, and I got to know about ICTs and SMC kind of stuff. Then I thought that this would be great to learn. If I achieve success in it, it would be great for my career.
Definitely. In terms of your career, what did you do before trading, or have you always just been solely
Yeah,
trading?
I was doing my father's business,
Ah, okay. What was your
jewelry.
father's business in?
Uh, I'm in a jewelry kind of stuff.
Really? So that's a
Jewelry.
quite different to go into trading. What made you get into trading? Oh, you mentioned was it through friends? Through,
Uh, because trading is a most scalable business in the world. If
mm,
I want to scale my personal business, it would be difficult. But through trading, I can scale my income very easily.
definitely. The opportunity is massive and there's no real cap on what you can earn, which is very, very attractive to a lot of people. So I mean, a lot of people do come into the prop firm world, they take challenges, they come in with a strategy that they figured out on back testing and on the real markets beforehand. What would you say as a funded trader, Aman, is your key to executing your strategy perfectly without making mistakes, which I think a lot of people struggle with?
No, actually, I have made mistakes, but I learned from it. Means every time I have done a mistake, I would rather uh, write on a piece of paper. Then I think I would not repeat the mistake.
That's it, isn't it? It's learning from your mistakes. So you would say
Yeah.
really it's a case of identifying, noting it down, and making sure you improve every time you enter on your strategy. Has that been something you've repeated throughout your journey?
Yes, ma'am.
Definitely. And I know we've touched on it briefly. So you mentioned one of the reasons you decided to trade prop firm money and capital was the scaling opportunity that you had. How did you hear about prop firms? Because they haven't been around all too long. How were you introduced to prop firms?
Actually, I was firstly introduced to my forex funds around 2 years ago,
Mm,
and after that, I think it would be great to get into it. Means I was scrolling some YouTube videos, then I got to know.
yeah. So watching through YouTube, you found out about the prop firms. How did you find
Yeah.
out about forexpropfirm.com specifically?
Specifically, I have found the forexpropfirm.coms through. I was searching about prop firms on the YouTube and Google. Then I got to know about it.
Oh, brilliant. So you
Uh,
did your
yeah,
research and you thought, this might be the one for me. I'm glad to hear it. Glad to hear it.
yeah.
And in terms of being with forexpropfirm.com, and I know you mentioned you'd been with previous prop firms and things like that before, how do you manage the spreads? Because that is something that a lot of traders can find quite different, going from a live account to suddenly dealing with commissions and the different spreads that you get with different
Uh,
prop firms. How do you
yeah,
manage
you can manage spreads. You can trade long term instead of short term. Means instead of buying one lot, you can reduce it to 0.5 lot,
mm,
and you can increase your SL and TP. So it would be great. Means if you open a one lot position in gold, then it would be very difficult to manage spreads because there are a lot of slippages and a lot of things going on there.
definitely. That's really good advice because I think that's something I know I personally found hard when I started with prop firms is suddenly you're getting entered a little bit further up or lower down than you expected. So it's something you need to take into consideration. That's a really good way of doing it. Um, in terms of yourself, Aman, how long have you been trading for and how long was it before you became consistently profitable in the trading world?
I have I was trading around 2 years, and I wasn't profitable enough until my 1.5 years. After that, I found some kind of consistency in my trading.
So about 6 months in for you, and it
Yeah.
started to change, and you noticed a difference. That's quite a quick journey compared to a lot of people I've spoken to. So definitely got some secrets you need to be sharing with the rest of us. So, man, about 6 months into your journey, that's what it took for you to become kind of profitable. And I know you said you moved to the prop firms due to the scalability and the capital opportunity. How did it feel when you got your first payout from a prop firm? What was that like?
Uh, I was got my first payout from FXC5, so I felt very blessed, and I was happy throughout the day. Means it was some kind of thing I have never expected.
Definitely. So, like, quite, I can imagine really overwhelming to know, you've started something, you've given a good 2 years to it, and you're finally getting a payout from it. And was there any method on what kind of account size you chose? So, because obviously you've got the options from 10,000 up to 400,000, some prop firms are different. How did you decide what size account to go for?
Firstly, I will go. I choose to go with $10,000 account
Yeah.
because after gaining consistency, I can scale up.
I think that's a really wise way of doing it because if you start smaller, the main thing is you want to make sure you can pass your account. Once you've got that under your belt, obviously to scale up, like you said. And
Yeah.
with yourself, Aman, what would be one piece of advice you would give to someone who is, currently taking a prop firm challenge? What would you say? Something maybe you wish you had known before you had started that could help them on their way.
I would say that don't afraid by taking challenges and doing it. Uh, Start small. Always start small. After that, after gaining consistency in trading, you can trade bigger.
Definitely. So really start small, don't get greedy, don't get ahead of yourselves. And that has all been really useful advice, Aman. I really do appreciate you taking out the time of your evening to come and chat with us tonight. It's been really great to speak to you. I'm sure many of our viewers will take a lot away from this, potentially while they're doing their own kind of journey, their own first challenges. But it's brilliant to hear you are one of our funded traders, and hopefully you scale up and keep improving, keep getting bigger and bigger payouts. We'll be looking forward to kind of watching and keeping in touch with your journey. And of course, for our viewers at home, don't forget to subscribe, like, and follow the channel. Leave any comments of any questions that you want us to ask our traders next time going forward, and I'll be happy to add those in. Aman, thank you so much for your time, and I hope you have a lovely evening, and we will see you on the next episode.
Thank you.